You wake up, open your eyes, and your hand immediately reaches for the phone. The screen's harsh light floods in, along with notifications, messages, emails, and fragments of other people's lives. Within seconds, your mind is pulled away from yourself. You haven't taken a single deep breath, nor asked yourself one simple question: how do I want to live today? And then the rest of the day passes as if you never truly owned it. The Stoics believe that the very first moment of the morning is the blueprint for the entire day. If we let the outside world shape us the instant we awaken, we have already handed over our agency to others. But if we begin with stillness, with a conscious choice, we awaken the inner power that nothing external can touch. Each morning is an opportunity to train the mind, sharpen presence, and shape character. Let your morning be the starting point of strength and peace. And here is how you can begin. 1. Choose courage over comfort. The first moment upon waking is the most delicate state of the mind. Within seconds, you face a choice that seems simple yet determines much of your spirit and attitude for the day. On one side is comfort, pulling the blanket over for a few more minutes, unlocking your phone to scroll through new notifications, finding an excuse to delay starting. On the other is courage, placing your feet on the floor, taking a deep breath, and stepping into the day with a clear awareness that you are choosing to act rather than passively react. This courage does not roar like a victory cheer, but stands quiet and steady, like that first step you take each morning. The Stoics saw getting out of bed on time as a daily test of will. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that when you find it hard to rise, remind yourself you are born to do the work of a human being. This does not mean rushing into a to-do list or running to meet others' demands, but living with purpose, with virtue, and fixing your mind on the right tasks. Choosing courage here means refusing to let laziness or the lure of convenience govern you, and instead letting reason lead every step. Comfort often offers fleeting ease, but paves the way for a scattered day easily swept along by others' pace. Courage in the morning, on the other hand, is like a quiet affirmation to yourself that you own the start of your day. It is a silent declaration that you will break free from inertia and guide yourself in the direction you've chosen, regardless of drowsiness, weariness, or the pull of trivial distractions. The key to practicing this principle is to create a brief pause before doing anything. The moment you open your eyes, instead of reaching out by reflex, stop for a few seconds to breathe deeply and ask yourself, does the first thing I do today reflect the person I want to become? This simple question is enough to awaken self-awareness and call your mind back to its role. Repeated daily, it becomes a kind of inner command that keeps you from being dragged by immediate impulses. Remember, courage in the morning is not merely a physical act, but a mental choice. When you rise by willpower, you are training your ability to make the right decision in more difficult situations later. If you can defeat your own hesitation within a minute of waking, you can also stand firm against greater temptations throughout the day. The Stoics understood that inner strength comes not from conquering others, but from conquering yourself. And the first battle of the day is always between comfort and courage. This small, quiet victory forms the foundation for a series of wise choices that follow. A morning begun with courage is a day claimed by will, not dictated by habit. Starting this way, whatever comes, no matter how difficult, will be met with readiness and calm. 2. Remember you will die. Memento Mori. Remember you will die is one of the core principles of Stoic philosophy and one of the most powerful reminders of life's fragility. It is not a grim warning or a dark fixation on the end, but a mirror that forces us to face life's inescapable limit. When you confront the truth that each passing day is one less in your finite store of time, your mind naturally filters what truly deserves your energy from what is merely the noise of vanity. The Stoics believe that remembering death does not make us fearful, but more awake to life. We often live under the illusion that time will always be there, that opportunities, conversations, and moments will return. In reality, there is no guarantee we will have another morning to wake, another chance to make amends, or another opportunity to love. This awareness creates a healthy pressure, reminding us to stop postponing what matters and to stop wasting precious hours on what does not. Under the light of Memento Mori, many things once thought important suddenly shrink. Arguing to be right, hoarding what you don't truly need, or living by the judgment of the crowd, or lose weight against the truth that everything, including ourselves, will pass. It is in the awareness of the end that we find the urgency to live fully, because every moment is unique and unrepeatable. Morning is the perfect time to practice this principle. As the first light enters, remember that it is not just another link in a chain of habits, but a privilege not everyone still receives. Knowing this changes how you approach the day. You will be less likely to avoid the hard tasks, less hesitant to speak the words that must be said, less concerned with what is beyond your control, and more focused on living true to the values you hold dear. The Stoics saw Memento Mori as a moral compass. It not only reminds you that time is finite, but also points the way. Live so that if today were your last, you could depart without regret. This does not require grand gestures or dramatic decisions, but begins with living honestly in the smallest choices in your words, your actions, and the way you meet others. When the day begins with the remembrance of death, every act is set in a wider frame. You see more clearly what is fleeting and what endures in its impact, and you live with greater focus. Memento Mori is not a farewell. It is a wake-up bell. It reminds you that you are still here, still breathing, still holding a day in your hands, and that how you choose to live it will define the worth of your life. 3. Rehearse for adversity. The Stoics understood that life will never run perfectly according to our will. Each day carries the potential for disruptions, unexpected events, and unavoidable emotional friction. They did not begin the morning expecting smooth waters, but primed the mind by imagining possible difficulties ahead. This practice, called Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils, is not pessimism or a self-inflicted worry, but a preparation strategy so that when adversity arrives, we are not caught off guard and stripped of calm. The essence of this method is creating a mental script in which you face potential obstacles before they occur. When your mind is already familiar with the idea that the day may bring criticism, delays, or stressful news, you have a mental buffer ready to choose your response instead of letting reaction take control. This buffer is the precious space where reason can step in, guiding your tone, your words, and your actions with composure. Stoic philosophy teaches that what harms us is not the event itself, but how we interpret and respond to it. Practicing Premeditatio Malorum is not about eliminating all risks, but about strengthening your ability to stand firm under their impact. A mind that has tasted adversity in imagination is less shaken when it appears in reality. Like a student who has rehearsed for a difficult test, you enter the real challenge steadier because you have already faced the pressure in thought. Modern science also shows that the brain struggles to distinguish between vivid imagined experience and real experience. When you visualize a negative situation and imagine handling it calmly, your nervous system records it as if you had truly lived it. This creates a prepared memory that makes your real-life response more deliberate and less driven by raw emotion. This practice requires neither much time nor special space. Just 3 minutes in the morning while still sitting on your bed or during your preparation, you can close your eyes and picture 1 or 2 challenges that might arise. Then, draw in your mind how you will move through them, steadying your breath, choosing measured words, or simply staying silent to avoid escalation. With repetition, you will find yourself responding more naturally and with greater control when the moment comes. The important thing is to approach Premeditatio Malorum in a constructive spirit, not with fear. You visualize not to predict and worry, but to be ready and to reduce the negative impact of hardship. In this way, you step into the day like a warrior who wears armor, not because you hope to fight, but to protect your calm against whatever may come. This is the quiet strength a Stoic morning can bring. 10 breaths to clear the mind. In Stoic philosophy, stillness is not an empty void, but an active state, a place where the mind is withdrawn from turbulence and refocused on what matters most. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to reach this state is to practice intentional breathing at the very start of the day. Taking just a few minutes to regulate your breath not only steadies the body, but also lays a firm mental foundation before facing the demands, pressures, and temptations of the outside world. This method follows the 4-2-6 pattern. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat 10 consecutive times. Each breathing cycle is a closed loop where body and mind move in the same rhythm, sweeping away the fog of fatigue and rebooting the nervous system. This is not a technique for chasing instant comfort, but an exercise in cultivating presence and mastering emotional response. When you do this, you are sending a clear signal to your nervous system that there is no threat demanding a rushed reaction. The sympathetic nervous system triggering the fight or flight mode steps back, giving way to the parasympathetic system, which shifts the body into recovery and calm. This is when the mind sharpens, the heart rate slows, and vague tensions dissolve. The Stoics understood that before you can face and resolve external challenges, you must first establish order within. Breath is the bridge between those two worlds. When you control your breath, you also control the speed and direction of your thoughts. Each inhale is an invitation to awareness, and each exhale is a release of unnecessary tension. These 10 breaths are not merely physical, they are a spiritual ritual. They mark a clear boundary between rest and readiness. They remind you that you are not being swept into the stream of events unconsciously, but are stepping into the day deliberately, already prepared. With time, this habit will bring subtle but lasting change. The ability to pause before reacting, calmness in difficult conversations, and a sense of self-mastery even in chaos. That is the power of 10 intentional breaths. Quiet, unassuming, yet strong enough to clear the mind and shape the way you live the rest of the day. By beginning the morning with 10 deliberate breaths, you are not only caring for your body, but also training yourself to preserve inner peace. In Stoic thought, this is the first step toward becoming someone who is unmoved by sudden upheaval, walking instead with clarity and strength from within. 5. The 2 circles of control. In Stoic thought, one of the most liberating and foundational principles is the clear distinction between what lies within our control and what does not. Epictetus stressed that happiness and freedom begin with the ability to separate these 2 domains, because when we set boundaries for our attention, we also set boundaries for what can disturb us. This concept is often visualized as two circles or two columns on a page, one containing the factors we can fully direct, the other holding those outside our influence. The practice begins simply yet yields deep results. Each morning, picture or write down two columns. In the Beyond Control column, list what belongs to others, shifts in the environment, events you cannot predict or adjust to your will. These are things that no matter how much time and energy you spend, the outcome will not bend to your desire. In the Within Control column, place what is entirely under your personal influence. How you prepare for a task, the words you choose, how you steady your breath, how you keep focus on the work at hand. This exercise brings a crucial shift in thinking. Instead of letting the mind be pulled by the impossible, you learn to return to the actions and attitudes you can master. When the mind is trained to move attention from beyond control to within control, a state of calm naturally grows. Worries about the future lose their weight because you know exactly where your energy is going and why. The Stoics did not deny the challenges of the outside world, but they knew peace comes not from changing circumstances, but from adjusting your own response. When you recognize that a problem belongs to the beyond control circle, you stop wasting energy fighting it. Conversely, when you identify something within the control circle, you devote yourself fully to doing it well. Over time, this daily habit becomes a natural filter for thought and action. It not only reduces pressure and anxiety, but also builds steadiness. Beginning the day with this clarity makes you less likely to be swept up in negative emotions or lose direction in sudden changes. Instead, you meet each situation with the question, which part of this is mine to decide, and which part is not? The two circles of control are not just a mental framework, they are a way of life. They remind us that real strength lies not in trying to dominate everything, but in choosing our battles of the mind. Once you master this distinction, you move through the day with composure and insight, no matter how the world shifts around you. 6. The 5-line journal. In Stoic practice, beginning the day with a brief moment of self-reflection is a foundational habit. The goal is not to write lengthy, detailed pages, but to carve into the mind a clear inner direction before the outer world intrudes. The 5-line journal is a simple, concise method with the power to shape how you live the entire day. In just a few minutes, you can set a proactive mindset, reinforce core values, and prepare for the unexpected. The content of the 5 lines is structured to cover both state of mind and behavioral focus. The first line is an expression of gratitude. Identifying one thing to appreciate upon waking creates a positive psychological base. Whether it is something great or small, gratitude shifts your perspective away from lack and comparison. The second line is a plan for responding to challenges. This continues the spirit of Premeditatio Malorum, envisioning situations that may cause pressure and deciding in advance how to respond. Writing it down not only ingrains it in memory, but also creates a silent commitment to yourself, reducing the risk of being pulled into impulsive reactions. The third line identifies one act of kindness you will perform today. Stoic philosophy holds living in virtue as the highest aim, and kindness is a vital part of virtue. Choosing a kind act in advance shifts your focus away from self-centered concerns and toward your connection with the community, balancing self-discipline with service to others. The fourth line names a core virtue you will cultivate today: patience, courage, temperance, humility. Choosing one virtue at a time allows you to focus all your attention on embodying it in specific actions rather than scattering effort across too many abstract goals. This ensures philosophy is not just thought, but a lived standard. The final line is a short quote or reminder to guide your spirit. This is like a mental password you can repeat whenever your mind drifts during the day. It pulls you back to your original state of awareness, like an anchor holding a ship steady in rough waters. The 5-line journal requires no long hours, elaborate tools, or special writing skills. Its value lies in repetition and honesty. When practiced every morning, you will find yourself entering the day with greater clarity, less swayed by external forces, and more able to return to the course you set. It is a simple yet powerful way to safeguard agency and consistency in a world full of uncertainty. 7. Set goals for character, not just outcomes. In Stoic thought, success is not measured solely by numbers or external achievements, but first by the quality of character displayed in the pursuit of a goal. Results can be influenced by many factors beyond our control: market conditions, others' decisions, or unforeseen events. Character, on the other hand, always lies within the realm we can cultivate and protect. This is why beginning the day with a goal rooted in character lays a firm foundation for inner peace, regardless of the final outcome. A character-based goal is a commitment to live and act by a clear moral standard. It may be justice, courage, temperance, patience, or honesty. By setting this kind of goal, we direct our focus toward what we can truly command: our attitude, our choices, and our responses to situations. This reduces dependence on external variables and ensures that even if we do not achieve the desired result, we still uphold our core values and retain pride in ourselves. When goals are built on character, pressure naturally eases. Instead of tying all expectations to a specific achievement, we measure our worth through how we conduct ourselves and handle challenges. This approach also sustains emotional stability, for success is no longer the only condition for satisfaction, and failure no longer the sole reason for losing direction. The Stoics believe that moral character cannot be taken away by external forces. A person may lose wealth, position, or reputation, but if they preserve integrity and a sound spirit, they remain a victor in the truest sense. This is why starting the day with a character goal makes you steadier. You know that real success lies in becoming the kind of person you respect. Setting a goal for character does not mean ignoring tangible results. Rather, it establishes an ethical framework to guide the way you achieve them. When you choose character as the standard, you naturally adjust your methods to align with it, which in turn increases the likelihood of sustainable success. This creates a positive loop. Character leads to right action, and right action often leads to better outcomes. When you maintain this habit each morning, you train yourself to measure your value by what you can control absolutely. This frees you from dependence on the approval or judgment of others and helps you remain steadfast in the face of change. A day that begins with a character goal is a day where you know your standard for living, and that standard will guide every decision, regardless of shifting external results. 8. Awaken the body. In Stoic philosophy, mind and body are not separate entities, but are closely linked, each influencing the other. An alert mind needs a ready body, and a strong body provides the foundation for mental stability. This is why beginning the morning with activities that awaken the body is not just physical training, but also a ritual that fortifies inner strength, preparing you to face the challenges of the day. When the body moves, a series of biological reactions is set in motion. The heart rate rises slightly, blood flows faster, more oxygen reaches the brain, and positive hormones such as endorphins are released. This not only clears away the lingering sluggishness of sleep, but also sparks alertness and readiness for action. For the Stoics, It is a signal to oneself that you are choosing to begin the day with intention and will, rather than letting body and mind drift in laziness. Morning exercise is like sharpening a tool before use. It forces us out of passivity and into active engagement. The initial discomfort, the tightening of muscles or quickening of breath, is a crucial part of the process, training us to endure pressure and push past limits. These moments serve as an early test of willpower, reminding us that strength comes not only from working when it is easy, but from acting when both body and mind wish to rest. Physical activity in the morning need not be long or complex. Just 5 to 10 minutes of simple but moderately challenging movements is enough to activate both body and mind. The key is consistency and a disciplined approach. Each completion sends a clear message to yourself. You can overcome delay, and you can take charge of the direction of your day. Beyond the immediate benefits, awakening the body in the morning creates a ripple effect that lasts all day. A body already activated supports the mind in maintaining higher energy levels and sharper focus, helping decisions be made with clarity and calm. Conversely, starting the day in passivity often pulls the mind into inertia, making it more reactive to unexpected situations. The Stoics saw caring for and training the body as part of one's responsibility to oneself. Since the body is the tool for carrying out values and goals, neglecting it weakens your ability to live your philosophy. Each morning that you awaken the body, you are not only preparing for external tasks, but also building the firm ground for inner strength. It is a reminder that steadiness begins with self-mastery, from breath and heartbeat to every movement, all of it the first step toward a day lived fully. 9. Touch nature and light. In modern life, many mornings begin with the artificial light of a phone screen, the rush of notifications, and the stale air of enclosed rooms. But in Stoic philosophy, the ideal morning does not start with frantic stimulation, but by finding harmony with the natural rhythm of the universe. One of the simplest and most effective ways to do this is to spend a few minutes in direct contact with nature and the light of dawn. This is not only a healthy habit, but also a spiritual ritual, aligning the mind with calm and intention before stepping into the pace of the day. Morning light has a direct effect on the body's internal clock. When the eyes receive the day's first light, the body adjusts its hormonal cycles. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, drops, while serotonin, the neurotransmitter linked to alertness and a positive mood, increases. This process cannot be fully replicated by artificial light. It is an ancient signal the body has known for thousands of years, awakening both body and mind in a natural, harmonious way. Beyond its biological effects, exposure to light and open space has a unique psychological impact. Standing still in a cool breeze or feeling the warmth of early sunlight reminds us that we are part of a greater whole, where everything moves according to its own order, unhurried yet always forward. The sun rises without an audience. Trees grow without seeking praise. This awareness helps us loosen our grip on control and instead move in step with life's natural flow. Even a moment or two is enough to create a precious pause between stillness and chaos. It is the time before we are pulled into streams of information, before the demands of work or social obligations arrive. The mind is free to observe, to breathe, and to register its own existence within a vast, open setting. This is the kind of stillness the Stoics valued, not a total retreat from the world, but full presence within it. Keeping the habit of touching nature and light each morning is also a reminder of the value of simplicity. Most of what we chase comes from outside and often with conditions, yet light and air are free gifts, essential and abundant. When we cherish these, We train ourselves to find joy and contentment in what is simple, rather than relying solely on complex achievements or possessions. By taking just a few minutes each morning to be in direct contact with natural light and open space, we not only awaken the body in a healthy way, but also set a firm mental foundation. It is a quiet yet powerful preparation, allowing us to step into the day with calm, clarity, and a deeper sense of connection to the world around us. 10. Give something small. In Stoic philosophy, strength is found not only in self-control or steadfastness in the face of adversity, but also in how we treat one another. A steady mind does not mean closing off, isolating entirely from the world, but knowing how to open to moments of genuine connection. That is why starting the day with an act of giving, no matter how small, carries deep meaning. It not only impacts the receiver, but leaves a lasting effect on the giver, fostering a sense of harmony and inner contentment. Giving something small in the morning sets the emotional tone for the entire day. When this action takes place before you are swept into the rhythm of work, the mind registers it as a positive marker, like a bright point to return to whenever pressure or fatigue arises. It need not be grand. What matters more is the spirit and attitude behind it, voluntary, without calculating benefit. The Stoics saw this as a mark of virtue, doing the right thing because it is right, not for recognition or external reward. The act of giving also breaks the closed loop of excessive self-focus. When we fixate only on our own needs, plans, and struggles, the mind easily falls into tension and even a narrowing of perspective. Directing our attention outward, using part of our energy to support or encourage another, changes the emotional structure of the day. It creates flow in the mental current, where positive energy is not hoarded, but shared and multiplied. On a deeper level, giving something small in the morning is a way of reaffirming self-worth. You remind yourself that you still have the ability to make an impact, even in the smallest sphere. This not only strengthens self-respect, but also helps you remain steady in the face of the day's unexpected turns. Because you know you have begun with an action aligned with your principles. From a Stoic perspective, giving is also training to avoid dependence on receiving. When you act without expecting a return, you free yourself from the control of external factors. This is a form of inner freedom, where joy comes from living in accordance with your moral standard, not from the reactions of others. When you keep this habit, you will notice a subtle but clear shift in how you see the world. Each morning, you rise not only to complete tasks or reach personal goals, but to contribute, however modestly, to improving the environment around you. That alone builds an emotional foundation that helps you preserve calm and compassion even in challenging moments. Giving something small is not a single act, but a quiet commitment to yourself, to live each day with generosity and connection, so that no matter how the world changes, you keep your inner peace intact. Looking at the 10 principles shared, the most important common thread is proactivity. Each principle, no matter how small the starting action, is aimed at placing control of life back into your own hands. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy, not letting circumstances, sudden emotions, or unconscious habits shape who you are, but choosing to live with clear awareness of every decision. When the morning begins this way, you are not only prepared for what will come, but also intentionally shaping your response to any situation. This proactivity requires neither extraordinary power nor special conditions, but the ability to practice consistently. It is consistency that brings lasting change. When each day begins with a moment of stillness, a conscious breath, or a reminder of your values, you are building a strong foundation for both mind and character. From that foundation, no matter how the external world shifts, you can remain calm and steady, living true to what you believe. If you found these reflections useful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss upcoming content. Each morning is a new beginning, and how you start will shape the journey ahead. Choose to begin with strength and stillness so that each day is worthy of your life. See you in the next video.